I do acknowledge that I get a lot of perks with the $20, but it's still, that's $20 that I could just save.
So, well, speaking of disappointment.
Oh, go ahead. Disappointment, yes.
iPad mini rumors say it's still going to have a home button, still going to have a forehead, still going to have a chin. And of course, these rumors drop like the next day after I do I am so excited for the next iPad mini.
Your videos age like sour milk. Mm.
Sometimes.
And then sometimes
others age really well.
Yeah, I don't know why your AirPods 2 wish list blew. It's like one of the most popular. Why? Or iPods. What?
Right.
That's your legacy.
Yeah, that's it. Well, now it's the Cybertruck, but that's for a different podcast.
That's wrong podcast.
Are you guys bummed by the iPad mini reports, or were you not really?
I was sitting there watching your YouTube video. I was like sitting there like this with my phone 3 inches away from my face, and I was just like, iPad mini, I can't wait. And then I saw the reports the next day, and I cried a little.
I hope they're wrong.
Okay,
that would be amazing.
I've seen my therapist about it.
He has a sit-down session to talk about iPad mini woes.
Yes.
I don't think I am. I wouldn't say that. I really love the 2018 iPad Pro, and
me too.
Hang on, I don't have anything bad to say about it. It's aging though, in the sense that like I see my battery depleting quicker. When I take it off the stand, I'm like, well, we're about to hit 3 years. That makes sense, and I'm not mad. That's natural degradation of the battery. I'm not. This is the best product I've ever had.
That's just science.
Yeah. I'm not mad. It's having a great run, and it's still holding its own, and it still has all this headspace. I didn't use up storage like that. I have thought about in the past. I was like, my next iPad. I don't think I'm gonna go big. I wouldn't mind going smaller just for portability. That has crossed my mind, and I thought maybe I'll get the 11-inch. And then a part of me goes, you know what? I've always been adamantly against a one-handed iPad because it felt like you're trying to become like an iPhone, and 12 mini took away my issues of it trying to compete in that space.
Right, because now it's so tiny.
Now that I have 12 mini and it has this, Nick said this, I don't know if he said it on the show or if we just talked about it offline, but adequately put, each device serves its purpose, and you kind of dictate it based off of the screen real estate that you're working with. And my phone, I will use it to watch videos when I'm moving or if I'm sitting on the porcelain throne. But if I'm
yours isn't made out of gold? I thought that was a standard thing.
Not any. No. Not in California. No. So
that's an Alaska thing.
That's an Alaska. But when I'm in the office or when I'm in the kitchen or where I'm somewhere a little bit more stationary and I'm there for a while, I default on the iPad first to consume media or what have you. And I often think about like, I could use smaller for portability in that sense. I got two, but my real only one that would set me back is
my only 9 complaints.
My primary one, because the other one won't be a deal breaker because science. But I would be concerned of speaker output on a smaller device because I don't use my AirPods only except when I'm doing this right here. I like using the speakers on here to test things. Like if I'm listening for bouncing of music or if I'm just watching YouTube. Anything like that, I go to the actual output of the speakers, and I've gotten really spoiled of the surround sound, 4-speaker array that we have, and iPad Mini. I am concerned that I am too spoiled with the bigger speakers that came with the Pro. So that would be my first real deal breaker for me. Of like, is it noticeable? If it's not that noticeable, I'll deal. And then smaller battery, but that's like I don't expect it to have the same battery life as what the 12.9 inch would have had. But I'm not gonna lose sleep over that.
I don't know if they ever had a difference, did they? Between minis versus pros and battery life? I thought like for 10 years now, all the iPads have had almost equivalent.
I thought the bigger
battery
one
life.
came out. One of its thing was.
I'm
better.
checking now.
Yeah. Oh, look at him. Hey, Jamie, can you pull that up for me?
I'm the Jamie. Wait, why don't they have Mini 5 on the list? That's weird.
Hey, Drew, can you pull that up for me? I thought I saw the report where you did the side by side in the battery. 5 more hours because they don't ever give you a straight thing. But yeah, I don't know. But
yeah, it's on the iPad Pro 12.9 inch. It says 10 hours surfing the web, and on the iPad Mini 4, 10 hours surfing on the web, 9 hours for both, using cellular.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever go back to cellular.
Oh, really?
No, I can't because of Mint, but
yeah.
I never really saw the point in it personally.
Be given the option now. I like using it, and like actually very often us on the calls. For our people listening and or watching, I normally cut Wi-Fi. I didn't do it today, just because I forgot. But I normally cut Wi-Fi because sometimes I actually find the LTE to have more stable connection than my Gigablast of down and up. So yeah, it's sad. But the LTE gives me a more reliable connection, and that's T-Mobile of all things too. So yeah, but I'm paying $20 a month for cellular connectivity. Ooh. And every time like today, I got my T-Mobile said, "Hey, your payment just posted." I look like I really like to get that $20 off. I think about it every month, but I do use it. Yeah, I would too. But I'm home all the time now. You know, like it doesn't serve its purpose anymore.
Yeah, maybe if it was like $3 a month, maybe. But I don't know about 20. That's Fitness Plus money.
Honestly, I would pay $10 a month for it because that's what I would be paying for the Model 3 to have premium connectivity. And
oh yeah,
so
that's true.
Tesla is my that's the standard. So I would do $10 a month for it. But I do acknowledge that I get a lot of perks with the $20, but it's still that's $20 that I could just save.
Yeah. How about you, Nick? You still need cellular, right?
Well, I'm kind of shifting how I'm creating. So it's now perhaps less LTE is less necessary.
You're moving to the coffee shop.
No, I've just taken a really long Cat 6 cable and plugged it in the back of their router.
That's not a terrible idea.
It's only 5 miles.
I mean, I've seen worse.
Yeah, right.
Desperate times.
Desperate times. I'm using Final Cut for this episode. Editing, and so this is changing. It's changing the whole. I know I graduated but I do have LumaFusion too. So there's the option to go back and revert if it doesn't work. But if this show is absolutely terrible, then blame Final Cut or my negative skills in Final Cut.
I'll do that one.
All right.
Thanks. My home internet now is not atrocious. It's not great.
Okay.
I get 20 up, 20 down. It costs $3.50 every month. So between our family, we're pretty short on arms.
So you look like Anakin Skywalker at the end of Revenge of the Sith. Every time.
You are my brother, Anakin.
You are my brother, high ground.
That's exactly 3.5 arms.
Yeah. So the home internet now is okay enough where I can upload and download stuff that I need.
Good.
Because previously I got 80 up and 80 down on LTE on the iPad. And that's honestly kind of overkill. I never really used that much. It's nice to have, but I didn't need it. So since we've adjusted the file sizes that we're sharing, and we're sharing more compressed files, it's kind of the point where my home internet is sufficient. And I pay $17 a month for LTE on my iPad. And I haven't yet looked at my bill and thought, I could save $17 because I do use it pretty frequently. Like, probably.
Why is your $3 cheaper than mine?
Yeah, I was confused by that.
I mean, I don't know.
Is it unlimited?
Yeah.
Verizon's got such thick profits on the rest of your plan.
I was gonna say, they probably from the $60 a month I'm paying them for this thing, might not. It's not a gain at the end of the day.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, I
It's like the gold toilet comes with free toilet paper. You know.
hey, that's a good thing in 2020.
One ply.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That
Who
translucent.
uses
So
one
you-
ply? Oh.
That translucent. What is that on my hand?
Every time I go to a hotel and it's one ply, I'm like, ugh.
Hi, can I get my money back? Thank you.
So cellular might not be super important
No.
then.
Honestly, okay, so in
It's
the
nice
dream.
to have,
Go ahead.
but I'm not changing up my main iPad anytime soon. So
Right.
I'm gonna keep it for now.
If we got that dream iPad mini, I would strongly consider it. I still might not do it though because I don't think I got my money's worth out of the keyboard yet, and I'm really loving the full size keyboard. That's one thing about like, man, I'm so glad I got the 12.9 because a friend of mine, he has the 11 and he or the 11 inch, and he has the 11-inch keyboard. And at times, like, oh, this is cool. It's a bit compact, but I like it. This is nice. And then he looks at mine, and I look at mine. I go, nah, yeah, I'm not. So for keyboard purposes and laptop replacement purposes, I love this thing. But you know, as we talked last week, like I am planning on getting MacBook Pro, and that would shift my
Would be a little
iPad.
redundant.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing about this is before I read that report, as I was editing the video about the iPad Mini 6, I was getting so pumped at the idea of being like, it's pocketable and you can hold it in one hand, but it still runs iPad OS, so I could have over and I could even use a pencil with it and
so cool.
all that great stuff. And I was like, that sounds really cool. I think, you know what? The more I think about it, I might just keep my 2018 Pro, not get the mini LED one, and instead, if I'm going to get an iPad this year, I'm just going to get the mini because that stands on its own. That can stand separate. So I can, when I want the keyboard and trackpad experience, when I need a laptop, because I'm not planning on getting a MacBook, I can just go with the iPad Pro with its bigger screen. But then when I'm doing work stuff or when I'm doing iPad OS type things, the mini is different enough from the 12 mini and different enough from the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. It would be a little crazy, but I would just have a big iPad and a small iPad. And it would be like the older iPad Pro that's still holding up well and the newer, smaller iPad, and that would be better for my budget. I could just use both for their different advantages. And then I read this report, and now I'm like, well, never mind. I don't know now. I mean, I read, to your point about speaker quality, something to maybe get excited for is there's reports now that the mini LED iPad Pro launching in March is going to have an updated speaker system. So it might sound better. So I don't know how noticeable it will be because the 12.9 is already so good. But now that the mini sounds boring, I will most likely be picking up a mini LED Pro whenever that comes out because I wanted to get an iPad of some kind this year, but I don't want
Are you
to go
replacing
back
your
to home
2018?
buttons. If the Magic Keyboard case is compatible. If
Same.
then no. That's too much money.
Same. It's weird that we based it off of a $130 accessory.
130, 350.
Yeah. Well, they already stabbed
Did
us on
I
this.
pay
I mean, especially you
$350
guys.
for this?
Yes, sir.
Unless you had a gift card or something. I mean, I had a gift card
Never
left
mind, no,
over, so I
I'm
paid
good. 2018
$200
is
for
still
it,
a good year. 2018 was the last good year. Never mind. Nope.
Yep, it's all downhill from there.
Apple
Wow.
shanked us with, they unveiled the 2018 iPad Pro, and we all got I got folio cases. You guys got folio keyboards,
Yeah.
which were north of 200, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
199. Last time.
So those were like 200, and then 2 years later they're like, hey, here's a way better keyboard, and now we're like, well, screw this. So we dropped $200 on these keyboards that are now useless, and we're probably never going to use them again.
$550 on keyboards. I could have just bought the AirPods Max.
It's kind of a genius approach. It's kind of like release these accessories at launch and then let 2 years go by and come up with a way cooler accessory. So later they're going to come out with a MagSafe wallet and battery case
And there's,
put together.
a Qi charger in the case, the keyboard case,
Right.
next to the little, what are those called?
Yes.
Palm rests.
Uh-huh.
You can charge
More of a
your
reason
phone.
why I wouldn't be getting a new iPhone this year then. I have
more
to
reason.
Only
I have
supports
to
the
hemorrhage
iPhone
the bleeding
12s.
somehow.
Yeah. They got us there. Those geniuses. How did they think
They
of such
are.
things?
It's almost like they're the most valuable company in the world or something.
Yeah, by a lot too.
They just keep making cool stuff.